I want you to think about how, if you're in the trade, if you're about to take the trade, and you know that you should be somewhere else doing something else, don't trade. Because your mind is not going to be on following price action. You're not going to be following the institutional order flow. You're not going to be checking continuously if the signatures are supporting your trade idea. You're going to be thinking about, I wish I'd have done this. I better take care of this. As soon as this trade's done, I'm going to go do that very thing. But right now I got this to worry about. And then all of a sudden your subconscious rises up and says, you know what? You need to learn some humility today. And you allow it. You invite it. And you encourage it. Knowing at that very moment that you know that you have lost the plot. You know that that trade is next to 100% going against you. It's not going to pan out. But what do? You stay with it. You stay with it. You're applying the mindset that you should subscribe to when you are following your rules and your model. You're applying it there. See how that miswiring in your head is? It's self-inflicted. You need to elevate the purpose behind why you're trading a specific model that you trust, that you've seen the fruits of it by backtesting. Does it really exist? Some of you don't believe it. You just hear me say it, and if I say it, then it must be the truth. And I'd always challenge all of you, don't believe what I say. Go into the charts and see it for yourself. Because once you see it, no one, not anyone, is going to be able to convince you otherwise. And that is strength. That's not just confidence. That is strength. That's power. You can tap into that anytime. No one can strip that away from you. No one can take it from you. No one can rewrite it. They can't discount it. They can't replace it with some other Mickey Mouse horse shit, indicator-based horse shit that doesn't make any fucking money long term. Gimmicks. We don't have them here. You have to find your purpose for following that model. And when you know what it is, the same way that you can hold on to a losing trade and have the conviction to hold on to it, come hell or high water, I don't give a shit what these fuckers do. Market maker this, bitch. I'm not getting out. How about that? Oh yeah? You going for my stop? Fuck you. I'm taking it off. I'm going to show you. Well done. Well done. 35% drawdown. Well done. Nobody could have done better than you. Man, look at that. No one's doing it like you. Yeah. What happens if you really listen? What happens if you really, really listen and you put some measure of accountability on yourself? Now, I'm not talking about stressing yourself out. I'm talking about real accountability where you're doing things for the purpose of not only bettering yourself, but something outside yourself.
All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, guys. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope your weekend was good, everybody. Hop on in here. The water's fine. Say what's up in the chat, guys. Like the stream if you'd be ever so kind. I do appreciate it very much. Let me pull the chat box up here 1 second. Good morning, OMFX. Good morning, Allie. OMFX, Tyler, I'm so upset I got scammed by a prop firm. They denied my payout, and I was up so much in profit. Makes me so mad. What prop firm was that? Yeah, that's yeah, one of the reasons I'm very picky and I'm only supportive of Topstep really at this point, but I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's probably the worst. That's probably the worst case scenario, right? Like it's already hard enough to get funded, get to a payout, or get a lot of profit on your account, and then to still, you know, still have them deny your payouts. Pretty shitty. That's pretty common. I don't know if it was a CFD funding pips. Yeah. See, bro, the CFD world is just fucking. Excuse my language. I don't mean to be dropping these profanities so early. First stream of the week, but my God. Yeah, the CFD world is just effed. I remember a couple times growing some CFD Forex accounts to profit and then them not allowing me to withdraw anything more than my actual deposit. So like whatever my deposit was, they let me withdraw. And then anything beyond my deposit, like profit, they'd like give me an email and like freeze my account. So fun stuff. But good morning, VLE. Good morning, One Nim. Good morning, Junaid. Justin Rogers. Good to see you, man. A little bit of an impromptu stream this morning, boys and girls. I wasn't necessarily planning on streaming today. It just kind of worked out that way. We do have, obviously, day before CPI today. And this must have just been added today because I didn't see this on here until this morning. But we got Chairman Jerome Powell speaking at 10 a.m. So he's supposed to testify. Semi-annual monetary policy report. I didn't see this on here if I missed it last week when I looked. But yeah, we got Powell speaking at 10 a.m. We got Trump speaking apparently at some point. Due to hold a press conference. Fair enough. So we could be in for some wild movement today. We could be in for just a lot of BS because it's day before CPI. So we'll see what happens. Either way, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be sitting here on charts. I was going to sleep in and maybe not even look at charts this morning. And then my dog woke me up like an hour before my alarm because he really had to go number 2. And once the -5-degree temperatures hit my face, boys and girls, that was my cold plunge for the day, and I'm wide awake now. So I figured since I'm up on charts, I might as well stream. Even if we don't take anything, it'll be good tape reading. Maybe I can, if we do get some good action today, maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. Who knows? We see price pushing up here at the open. We're 8 minutes into the open. We see price trading below London and Asia lows. We took out previous day London session low as well. We get a nice little displacement leg up here on the 15-minute. Just check some higher time frames quick. So we have this little 4-hour. We have this little 4-hour imbalance here that we did not tap into on NQ, but we did on ES. So if I go over here to side by side and show you guys, ES is trading up. This move is sponsored up from this 4-hour imbalance, 4-hour BPR. And we've got some pretty clean relative equal highs. Obviously up here towards these internal highs and even getting outside this external range here. So plenty of buy side opportunity available for sure. If we see this continuation to the upside, we'll see obviously what the mood is going to be for when Powell starts testifying and doing his thing. We'll see if there's any craziness with that. I don't like that this just, you know, I don't like when we get these really fast, abrupt, aggressive moves right at the open. I mean, we come up for a London high. It's like sometimes these quick, fast moves to liquidity like this sometimes can set up seek and destroy as well. So we'll stay patient. But for right now, what I'm seeing overall is a sponsored move up from discounted bullish PD race on the 4-hour. This 15-minute candle is going to close here in 4 minutes. When it does, we will see a bullish change in the state. So, you know, I'll lean a little bit more bullish for sure. We'll see what kind of retracement we want to get back into this range, if any, after taking the London high. Regular trading hours, opening range gap. Just taking a peek at that. Pretty big gap here. We are trading deep into it at the moment. Yeah, we've traded up about 3/4 of this gap already, so let's see. Let's see. We just took out London high. And we're only 10 minutes into the open here, so I'm gonna mark out Asia highs. But yeah, let me know how you guys are feeling. I put a poll in the chat, so let me know if you guys are feeling bullish, bearish. I did not put an option for some of you guys might be sidelined today because of CPI being tomorrow, but either way, boys, let me know your bias. Even if you're sidelined, pick a team. Bulls or Bears. Oh man. Feeling a little bit better this week as well, boys. The cold really hit hard after the stream on Friday. Oh my god. Absolutely miserable. They told me that I can get my refund with my money that I put in. Do you know how ridiculous that is? I do know exactly how ridiculous that is, OMFX. Yes, I've been there. That's why I speak so negatively about CFDs at this point. And speak negatively about people that affiliate themselves with them and push them. Cough cough TJR. You know, in 2025, I mean, the only reason you would do that is if you're you either actually have no idea what you're talking about or you're just a POS. That's the way that I look at it at this point. That's how bad it is. Yo, aren't we in a perfect market maker buy model? Yeah, I would agree, VLE, on the higher time frame. Yes. Post my trade setups in Discord or the recap section. Nice volume profile set up pre-market that showed its hand. Yeah, this was right at open, right? So 9:30 a.m. We love these moves lately, right? This has been pretty standard last couple weeks. A lot of days we just get a straight move one direction at open. So 9:30 comes around, bang, straight up. This is the 5-minute candle, but yeah, one move, dude. Straight up. Straight to the upside. Yeah, I'm just wondering if we're gonna be able to see any sort of, you know, retracement back here into like OT of this range, or at least discount. Or if we're just going to see price shallow retracement and then just kind of keep drifting higher. Asia session buy side here. About 816. Yeah, these moves are a little bit tougher though, because it's like, you know, you'd have to almost position yourself either right at the open or before the open, right? So you got I don't want to say there's no manipulation, because you definitely have manipulation into the higher time frame PD array. You know, you got that SMT with that 4-hour gap with the S. So to me, you got manipulation down. It's just the timing is a little bit unorthodox and awkward. Nice low resistance liquidity run here. mean, yeah, so it looks good. Price-wise. I hate trading. I know I don't trade pre-market ever. And I dislike trading right at the open. I used to love it back when I was a full-blown degenerate. It was my favorite thing to do ever. So we'll see what today has in store, boys. We got Powell speaking in 15. I wonder if I can find that on YouTube, actually. Yeah, I'm going to turn the music down a smidge here, boys. Let me see if I can find this on YouTube. That way we can see when it's going down, boys. Oh, here we go, yeah. Old CNBC. It's gonna have it. Alright, if you guys hear a random video start in 13 minutes, that's what this is. If you hear random background noise in like 13 minutes, that's what that is. Alright? Just so you don't get scared. I'll go mute it once it starts, but that way I know when it starts. You feel me? Big brain power stuff over here today. Come on. Yeah, OMFX, that's how it is, man. Copy trading, they say it's a lot of bro, there was a big problem that I dealt with like years ago. Literally emails, accounts frozen. You wake up one morning to trade and all of a sudden like you can't log in. You check your email, you got an email from them saying your account's frozen. You know, you're sitting there like, what the hell? You're so excited because this account you've been working on and doing so well on, you know, you feel great about it, and all of a sudden like now you got to fight the broker. In this case, you got to fight the prop firm. But that's the problem, man. When it's unregulated offshore, they can do this stuff. They can get away with it. There's nothing you can do. You know, what are you gonna do? Sue them? And nothing. You can't. There's nothing you can do. You know. So they do it all the time. It's like legal. It's like legal robbery. And this is what CFD brokerages and prop firms do a lot. Obviously, not all of them. You know, I think like FTMO is a trusted one. I don't use FTMO. I don't use anything other than Topstep, but yeah, it's just the people that do make money. A lot of times they get shafted. They can take out their deposit and that's about it. And then they just give you whatever bullshit excuse. That's all it is. This is BS. The reality is they don't want to lose money on you. They have no problem with you losing money, right? The CFD brokers, they have no problem with people depositing money and losing. But as soon as they make some profits, it's like, all right, man, we'll give you your deposit back, but we're not giving you anything else. It's just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And it's you know, I think a lot of people like CFDs because of the leverage and the minimal margin requirements. I get it, but I think once you go through, if you get burned by that at least once, like you just realize like, yeah, no, you just need to be in the most regulated, straightforward, no BS, which it seems like a lot of the Forex niche over the last couple of years has definitely started migrating a lot over to futures, which anybody with a brainstem should. That's why it's also funny, like you see these influencers that, you know, they try to lead people to believe that they've got like millions of dollars sitting in a CFD brokerage account. You're absolutely hilarious if you believe that, by the way. They might have made millions of dollars from affiliate deals, but that's about it. Sorry to rain on anybody's parade. Before 9:30, we pulled into previous days Asia/London volume profile levels with point of control, value area low, confluence, bullish divergence, vector candle. What's a vector candle? And inversion for value gap. Nice setup for long, laddered out and trailing. Mason Clark, I used to be in I don't know if you have been following me for a while, but I was in I Am Mastery Academy for a bit. That was actually probably part of the reason for my strategy jumping for a moment of time. Right, because you're paying for a service. So I was paying like $300 plus a month for education. And you know, so I'm like, I gotta get my money's worth, right? So I'm gonna learn everything. So I just jumping around, trying to learn every strategy that there is. I mean, I was sitting on live sessions pretty much all day long, every day. Learned a lot of what not to do. Probably learned a lot of BS too. But when you say vector candle, I don't know what a vector candle is, but it just reminded me of one of the educators there. They called their strategy vector. So that's what that immediately made me think of, and it kind of like it made me cringe a little bit. But I know I'm assuming that's not what you meant. Vector candle is a volume candle that is 300% more volume than the previous 10 candles combined. 300% more volume than the last 10? No kidding. And you've got I'm actually just curious. You got like a little like indicator or something that pops up that like pinpoints a vector candle? I'm picturing like the fractal. I'm picturing like the fractal indicator. You guys know what I'm talking about? Where is it? Fractal. Is this it? William Fractals? I don't know if this is it. Yeah, I guess it is, kind of. This is what I'm picturing, but like obviously not this many. Basically what a fractal is it's just pointing out like a swing point, a 3-candle fractal where a swing point was put in. Yeah, we're just pushing higher here. Yeah, man, freaking just straight up at open. What do you want us to do with this, market makers? Just YOLO buys? Come on. Someone in the chat somewhere is like, yes, exactly. Yes. This is the market we dream of. I just want to click a button and be in profit. Instantly. Instantly, boys. Yeah, we'll stay patient here. Macro is beginning. We got Asia buy side, pretty close proximity. And Powell in 7 minutes or so. Like I said, boys, don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. Ooh. Don't be alarmed if you hear Powell. We got him started in 6 minutes. Courtesy of CNBC. It feels suck when you have 2 losing days back to back. Yes, it does. Losing sucks in general, but yeah, definitely when you stack a couple losses in a row, it's the worst. Don't the trading days just seem so much longer after a loss? Or is that just me? You know what I mean? Like you're like eager to get back to it the next day so you can get back on the right track. Versus like the feeling that you have after a nice winning trade, you log on, you get a win in the first 15 minutes of your trading session. You're just like, man, I am the fucking man. And the rest of your day, you just feel like you're floating on a cloud. You go to the gym, you're just like, nobody here knows I caught 100 points on the NASDAQ this morning. You guys recommend putting my prop firm payouts in a personal account or keep trading props? Yeah, Noble set 117 both. I don't see why. Yeah, I don't see why both wouldn't be the right answer. Obviously, you know, having more than enough money in a personal account is, I think, the end game goal for every trader, right? You got to remember the whole purpose of prop firms was to create an opportunity for, traders who are undercapitalized, right? Because not everybody has the buying power to put 50 grand, 20 grand, 100 grand into a trading account, nor should people. Most people do that, but yeah, I say both. Why not? I don't see why, as long as the prop firm is trustworthy, incredible. Unlike what OMFX was dealing with or is dealing with. I was pretty anti-prop firm early 2023, kind of when I first started like posting videos on TikTok and stuff, and created the Discord. I was very like negative about prop firms, and it was just because of the CFD stuff and some of the stuff that I had experienced. I'm just like, why would anybody? I didn't like because I felt like I had been betrayed by people that I used to trust and follow in the trading space. Like people telling me, oh, you can trust this broker, you can trust this prop firm, so I would use it. And then like, I would have the same things happen. I would have the same thing happen like what OMFX had happened to them. And like, they would just close my account down when I did do well, and I'm just like, dude, this is so effed. It's very discouraging, right? Trading is already hard enough. And then when you gotta fight the broker or the prop firm, I mean, what are we doing? So, but yeah, no, I would say, yeah, do both, funnel it into a live account, pay yourself as well. That's kind of the beautiful part about it, is there's no wrong answer, and I plan on trying to take advantage of prop firms for as long as they exist. Cause I don't know if they'll be around forever, to be honest with you. I don't know. For all we know, regulations could come down next month and prop firms could cease to exist. I don't know, so I don't know if they'll be around forever. Obviously, as long as they do things right and, the world stays in a good place, I don't see why it wouldn't stay around. I think we could see a lot of like prop firms that are doing shady stuff go away. And I think as traders, we all would want to see that, right? Like, I think anybody would want to see companies, brokerages, prop firms that aren't doing things the right way. I think we would all love to see them get shut down. But for companies that do things the right way and take care of their people, and they're not out here like misleading people and lying to people and deceiving people, yeah, I hope they're around for, I guess, the long foreseeable future, boys. But yeah, I would say do both. It's such an interesting dynamic too. For anybody in the chat, I know some people in the chat are like only prop firm traders and like they've really not had a whole lot of like live account experience. But it is such a different dynamic trading prop accounts than trading live accounts. That's why it's like you'll get crucified online for like blowing combines or you blow a funded account. But it's like, I hate to beat a dead horse and always repeat the same things, but man, like the industry and social media would want to make you feel like such a failure because you blew your combine account or your funded account, when in reality, like you only lost 3% of the account size. So, there's a lot of people with live accounts that will lose 3% or more on a trade, right? You might risk 5% on a trade. Kind of just depending on your account size and whatnot, but it's just such an interesting, you'll see like a lot of the advice that maybe you've taken in over the years that seems to be like a one size fits all type of advice for like risk management and stuff. It really just goes out the window, and you realize how malleable and unique it is to just you. But definitely pay yourself, Noble. That's probably one advice I would say. I think I never did have success with prop firms like prior to Topstep, really. Like FTMO. I did a couple like CFD props in the past. FTMO, I could pass phase 1. I could just never fucking get past phase 2. Pissed me off. So that never happened. And then so after a couple like FTMO, you got to remember the FTMO cost was like so much too. It was like I remember it was like $1,000. So it wasn't like you were just burning through accounts left and right with with FTM or a lot of these CFD props. You know, $1,000, $1,200 hurts a lot more than 49. All right, guys. Asia buy side been swept, has been swept now. So we got Powell, I think, going to be speaking here any minute. Yeah, waiting for Powell to start. Everybody, everybody, strap your nuts to your chest if you got them. That's what one of my buddies says. Whenever he apes into a crypto coin, I don't know if he's been doing a lot of aping into crypto recently, but in the past he was, like 2020, 2021. That was always his catchphrase. Strap your nuts to your chest and let's ride. But yeah, definitely pay yourself, Noble. I got off on a little tangent there, a little sidetrack. But yeah, one of the biggest mistakes that I made in my first couple accounts with Topstep was I just got in this mindset of like, I'm just going to scale and scale and scale and not pay myself out. You know, my first two funded accounts, I had two separate, I had a 150K account and a 100K account. And I had both of them right about 6,000 in profit each. And moral of the story, I gave all the profit back on both of those accounts without taking a single payout. Because I was in the mindset of like, you know, I got to scale and scale and scale and try to get these big P&L numbers because that's what makes you cool on social media. And I convinced myself that I'm like, well, I don't really need $1,000. I don't need $2,000. But I think that's silly in hindsight, right? I think you should be grateful for any profits you can just siphon out of the market, right? Base hits. They add up, right? You can take 1,000 here, 1,500 there, and it adds up, you know? So definitely don't treat your fundeds like a savings account, I guess would be the moral of the story there. Don't treat it like a savings account. For prop firms, if we manage risk correctly, we should be trading with micros because the real account balances. Yes, that's very true, Mohammed. That is very true, right? You're not buying a 150K account. You're buying a $4,500 margin, or a $2,000 margin, or a $3,000 margin, right? So, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's true. It's just such an like, there's no one size fits all advice for prop trading. You know what I mean? Like, that's definitely the correct way to look at it. And I would say for most people that's feasible, but you can't say that it's a one size fits all answer either, because you see plenty of people that, you know, they'll spend a lot of money on prop accounts throughout the course of a year, but they'll still be profitable at the end of it all, right? So they'll blow a lot of them. They'll spend a lot on combines, a lot on activations. You know, they might make 200 grand or something from prop firm payouts, but they might have spent 100 grand to make it. You know what I mean? So, but it's still profitable. Dude. I told you guys I got woken up by my dog at like 6:30 this morning because he had to go number 2. He's literally doing the same thing. I think he's got I don't know, dude. I don't want him to poop on my floor. Dude. Oh my god. You okay, buddy? I mean, your timing's not bad. Powell is talking. I could run you out quick. But it's so cold out. And we're having a good conversation. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Yeah. I think I actually have to run him out quick because I think he might, if I don't, he might poop on my floor. And I don't want to clean that up. So, I do apologize. Paul is going to be speaking here soon.
Trump built the most
Looks like this just started.
ever. 7 million jobs.
All right, I'm gonna mute this so it's not playing in the background. But you guys hang tight. I'm gonna try to get this done fast, like 5 minutes or less. Paul is just starting to testify, though. It sounds like, and I will be back as fast as I can, boys. But I gotta get my dog up before he liquidates on my floor. Please forgive me. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. But I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back soon. Woo! We're back. Oh my god, a lot of you guys stuck around. Hell yeah. Let's go. My bad, boys. Apologies. I'm glad I got him out, though, because... Yeah, let's just say, sorry if this is TMI. Our buddy Jax has the Hershey squirts. Not good. Hang on, I'm scrolling up here a little bit. Prop is 100% better. When you blow 20K personal account, it's just a... Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you think about it, like, the terms of the skin in the game, it's like, you blow a combine account. Like, if you blow a funded account, if you get 150K combine, you pass it, you pay the activation, you're talking what, $300 was your cost? Not even, $298. And if you blow that account, you're blowing $298. You know, it sounds bad because you say I blew my account, but saying you blew your account on a funded versus a personal live account are two totally different things. And one hurts way worse, trust me. What is your favorite tool to take a good trade? My favorite tool to take a good trade. My favorite tool to take a good trade? I don't know if you're looking for something specific, or if you're, I guess when you say tool, you could mean a lot of different things. But if you mean like Confluence or something like that, or a PD array, I would say just like my overall model, I guess, or my overall strategy would be in a macro, preferably either the silver bullet macro beginning of the hour, but sometimes it's the end of the hour macro. I prefer it to be in a macro. I want to see clear manipulation above or below. Basically, here, previous day high. Well, actually, we can go previous weekly high, previous weekly low, previous day high, previous day low, or it could be previous session high / previous session low. All right, so I want to see manipulation, clear manipulation below or above previous weekly high, previous weekly low, one of these points of interest on any given day. Preferably SMT. You don't need it, but the best setups, the most aggressive, quick, easy, clean trades from a reversal standpoint, generally you have some nice SMT divergence as well. SMT, you know, displacement up. From there, my entries can be a little bit fluid. I can enter off of an IFVG. I can enter off of a BPR. I can just enter off of a normal fair value gap, an order block, a breaker block. I'm more concerned about identifying the power of 3 and the draw on liquidity. That's like my main objective every session. I'm trying to identify the correct power of 3, the correct manipulation, so that I can get in on the distribution. As ICT traders, nobody wants to label themselves as a lot of nobody wants to label themselves because it feels limiting to do so. But as ICT traders, we are reversal traders. Even if we're trading continuations, we're trading reversals. Because if you're trading a trend, right? Trend is your friend. If you're trading a trend, you're still waiting a lot of times for retracement to then catch the continuation, right? So you're still a reversal trader. You're always looking for reversals. You might be looking for a reversal inside of a continuation, but you're still looking for reversals. So as ICT traders, we're looking for reversals. So we're reversal traders, in my opinion. But it looks like I didn't miss a whole lot here. It looks like he had to go at a good time at least. I'm happy about that. I'd have been like super frustrated, honestly, if I leave and then like within the 5 minutes I was gone, a perfect setup happened. But luckily it wasn't the case, boys. You take no trade when Powell is talking? I mean, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, FOMC. I just want to see, like, the initial, like, when he first starts talking. Like, once he gets going and it's, like, almost over with, that's a different story. I guess, if something looks really obvious. But, yeah, I mean, for the most part. It's also a day before CPI, so. ICT just uploaded another one of his targets where Telegram. Bro, I might leave the Telegram on. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just seeing all these notifications, and then like I skip, like, you know, sift through them, but I'm just like, I don't really see there being any value in this, if I'm being totally honest with you. If I had to form an opinion, I know he nor anyone really cares about my opinion on this topic, but I think this Telegram channel seems to be more of like something that he can use to like help inflate the ego a little bit, right? He wants to be able to have a space, just like with his Twitter, where it's like he wants to say he's calling it out live and in real time. Not sure why he went to Telegram over Twitter, but maybe because the voice note feature, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I might just leave this. I don't. At this point, it's just a bunch of notifications that don't mean anything to me. No shade or disrespect, of course. Are you guys in it? Are you guys in the Telegram? Sounds like a couple of you guys are, at least. There's what, like 75,000 people in there right now? I think it said. Yeah, I see you traded pre-market shorts. I do find it funny how, like, I do find it funny how, you know, he was kind of the one that, like, really hounded home not trading unless it's in, like, the most high probability times. But, like, I feel like all the trades he takes are, like, I feel like most of the trades he takes are pre-market. Am I wrong? Is it just me, or does he take a lot of pre-market trades? I feel like the most trades he takes are pre-market, to be honest. I don't know. Am I wrong for feeling that way? Oh yeah, they can't reply. That makes sense. That makes sense, Josh. Yeah, I forget he has his comments turned off on YouTube. If you have two tools for having better trades, which one will you use? I really don't know how to answer that question. I feel like I'm always looking for the same confluence of things. I'm looking for, like I said, what I identify an area that I think is manipulation, and then I wait for confirmation, which usually is displacement the other direction. Right, confirmed by a change in the state, inefficiency, inversion, and then if I feel like it, I'll put a trade on and see what happens. But yeah, I don't really know. I guess if I had like a gun to my head, you could only trade one entry model the rest of your life. Or entry, I don't want to say model because you're asking me like a specific tool. If I can only trade one entry the rest of my life, it'd probably be order blocks, to be honest. Just because they're so precise. You know, you'll miss some trades when we're, you know, fast and furious and we're hitting fair value gaps, institutional order flow entry drill type stuff. But if I had to trade one way, but then again, you could modify that. You could modify your entry style. You could, like, for example, like changing the state of deliveries, right? You don't need to wait for the change in the state, aka the order block, to be retested before you enter, right? Like, so for example, here's a 1 minute. Obviously, this is pre-market, but like here's your change in the state. Here's your order block here. If I could only enter one way the rest of my life, and I couldn't use fair value gaps, and if I was worried, I would use order blocks, and if I was worried about being left behind sometimes, I would modify the way that I enter off of when the order block forms. So like if the order block forms when this candle closes, I'll just enter here. That gun to my head, you can only enter one way the rest of your career. This would be it. If the wick wasn't too egregious, I'd put it at the low. If the wick is just stupid insane, I'll put it at the body. But something like that, and then target opposing liquidity. Just enter off of when the order block is formed, with the stop loss giving room for the retest. So yeah, if I can only enter off of one thing the rest of my life, that's what I would hang my hat on. But luckily for me, there's no hypothetical guns to my head. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just more precise, right? Like, and a lot of times the best order blocks have a fair value gap or an imbalance leading up to them, right? Like the order block creates an imbalance, aka displacement. And a lot of times you'll see price wick all the way through the fair value gap, just enough to tap. So like it's a lot like supply and demand, I guess. I see a lot of ICT people would hate hearing me say that, but in my opinion, it'd be very much like supply and demand in terms of your precision. And you're expecting little to no drawdown if you're setting limits at the opening prices of these order blocks. So precise, in fact, that there will be times you wouldn't get filled if that was your limit order every time. Great risk reward, though. Absolutely phenomenal risk reward. So that's what I would say. I don't know if that answers your question about what tool would I use, but you remember he said when we have Powell speaking that the pre-market is better. I believe you. I don't know if I've ever. That sounds like something he would say. I don't know if I remember him saying it, but I don't doubt he said it. Yeah, pre-market really wasn't the. Well, I guess pre-market wasn't bad. Let's look quick and see. But if you're talking about like power of 3, I mean, I don't know if I see a trade opportunity in this price action, I guess. Maybe here. You can see some manipulation here internally. This is obviously the 5-minute chart. So you got manipulation here. Displacement down and away. So yeah, maybe this actually would look good. If you're trading pre-market. 5-minute fair value gap. Chopped around in it for a long time. 705 to, yeah, for an hour. So for an hour, we hung around this inefficiency and then dropped lower to London. Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's just not really my preference. relative equal highs 894. See this shallow retracement into this 15-minute inefficiency. But then, yeah, market open today. So that would have been like the pre-market move, obviously. That little short there. Looks like ICT caught it. And then market opens up and we just go straight up. But, dude, I don't know. I hate to sound like a hater. I feel like every time I say anything, I like to play devil's advocate. I like to play devil's advocate. It's not because I'm purposely trying to be a hater, but it's trying to like also frame the possibility of the other side. What I'm getting at is like, and this is just me. I'm not saying you have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with this sentiment. But over the last, I'm just going to say year, you know, I learned from ICT. I use ICT concepts. I think they work great. And I think if you're not a dum-dum, you can figure out a way to use them profitably, have an edge in the market long-term, yada, yada, yada. So we'll get that out of the way first. But it's just, I've grown to be of the opinion when I just see some of the stuff he posts, I see some of the stuff he says, and then like does the opposite. He'll say, don't trade. Then he takes a trade 10 minutes later. We saw that a number of times. We've already seen it like 3 times since he started this Telegram. And I'm just sitting, it just makes me wonder, dude. I'm just like, is this guy just sitting here at home, just like throwing trades around all the time and then just like only posting the winners? I mean, dude, he's trading all the time. Clearly, pre-market, overnight, London. I mean, it's just like AM, PM. It's like, clearly you're not practicing anything you've preached in your mentorships, bro. Like, well, you just trading all the time? Or you just know exactly when it's going to move all the time? Like, come on, what's more believable here? So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not trying to sound like a hater. I've just grown. That sentiment has grown in me the more I've like really paid attention. You know? And I just think it's a fair question. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying that is what's happening. I'm not trying to discredit him or anything or whatever, but I'm just saying I think it's a fair question. I think it's a fair question, you know? Nothing more, nothing less. What do I think about turtle soup on NQ? 1008. Yeah, the SMT here. Yeah, I guess. What do I think about it? I think yeah, if you saw it and were anticipating it and took a trade, there's logic there. That's about really all I got to say. And then entries just at your own discretion, whether you want to just enter off of this with your stop here. You know, kind of just jump in. Otherwise, you know, changing the state here on the 1 minute after the manipulation. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Let me see. Oh God, look at her.
And miss key idiosyncratic risks faced by the firms. I agreed with you. But several weeks ago, the Fed announced that it has plans to do exactly that, hand all of the answers over to the giant banks. Chair Powell, why is the Fed about to propose a rule that directly contradicts your own testimony and, in your own words, would render the stress tests toothless?
Senator, in essence, because the ground has shifted very substantially in administrative law, and we actually want the stress test to remain resilient to that. And so we're making changes to accomplish that.
Well, the changes...
Would you guys love to just listen to that all day? Yeah, opening range gap closed up as well now. So we'll see, man. We'll see if we get we might get a reversal back to 9:30 open. Possibly at the top of the hour, we could just see this thing continue higher. Holding this. But I'd hate to just, it feels, the thing is when you see a move like this happen, you always got a couple options, right? You're just like, well, it could just continue to the buy side. I see a clear objective up here, so you know, if it's worth it, this is always an option, right? And then they're just trying to get a little piece. I've just always erred on the side of, like, when I see a move like this big that already played out and we've taken out some buy side objectives, I'm usually more comfortable erring on the side of feeling like I missed the move and just wait for something else. You know? Especially when you got an easy excuse with Powell talking. What's up, Soft Trades? Good to see you. Yeah, her voice is insufferable. I agree with you, Justin. I agree. I don't trade pre-market because of him. Although in his defense, he did say that he can trade all day if he wants to, and he will. Yeah, right. You're right, Josh. And that's kind of the thing about ICTs. He's always given himself. That's the thing about. That's the thing about. I don't know. I guess manipulating a narrative, right? Like, he's not stupid, right? So, he's always going to have a rebuttal ready for anything anybody has to say. And again, I'm not saying that he can't do that or can do that. I'm just you just got to ask yourself from a common sense perspective, some of the things that come out of his mouth, do you really, like, think about it? Like, do some of the things make actual sense, like logical sense? Keep in mind, he's a human. I think as traders, especially the ICT community, I think people want to believe that, you know, yes, trading is a skill, but within reason, right? Like, there's a big difference between being skilled in something and being literally perfect. You know, so I mean, technically anybody can trade one. Like he said, I can trade every 1 minute candle here that prints every day. It's like, well, yeah, we all could do that technically. All we got to do is just press a button. But he's done a really good job of, you know, kind of just creating this, what is it, omniscient view of himself, right? Five-minute fair value gap here. I'm watching it on my other monitor. Yeah, I mean, continuation longs here are probably the only thing that do make sense. I just, like I said, man, it's hard for me to want to get involved at this point. Whoever mentioned the turtle soup down here with the SMT with ES. Personally, that you know, that would have interested me way more than like trying to get in on this. But it could still play out if order flow just keeps price going higher here. We're still reading the tape nonetheless. Do I know any futures firms that are cheap and not monthly pay? Well, I mean, I think they're all cheap, to be honest. They're all like night and day cheaper than CFDs. I mean, that's no question about that. I mean, it's $49, dude. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't want to sound like a dick, but it's cheap. And the monthly thing, I mean, that's just the territory. It's like, if you don't want to pay a monthly fee, just trade live account. But if you're trading futures, you got to pay for live market data, which, you know, these are all just expenses with being a trader. Like every year TradingView does a Black Friday. Every year TradingView does a Black Friday sale. Every year I know I'm going to buy it. It's a tax write-off. Live market data, because I pay for the TradingView premium. I don't know if it's more for a smaller plan with TradingView or not, but yeah, $7 a month on top of paying for TradingView. So it's like, it's just it's a write-off, right? It's just like a little cost of doing business looking at charts. Tanja is long right now? Hell yeah, go Tanja. Is there entry in this gap or is it lower? Yeah, exactly, Noble. You guys use limit order or market order? I use both. Just kind of depends. No, I haven't taken any trades yet today, Yash. No, sir. Not yet. We'll see. We got macro coming in like 10 minutes. We'll see what this next macro brings. See if this wants to just continue higher here. It looks like it will. One and 5 minute bullish for value gap. It's all we've got. It's all we've done this morning is go higher. So, what is this song? Most influential in the space, all use some sort of his strategies and are making money or influencing others. All hate on him. LOL. Why is it that most would not know how to trade without his concepts? Yeah, market maker. That's why I was trying to be very. I I'm trying to be fair. I think you can still use his concepts and give him credit where credit is due without being a fanboy here. You know what I'm saying? That's my only point. Like, you gotta fucking still think for yourself. Come on, like, for the people in the ICT space that act like he can do no wrong, like he's literally God and like he created the markets, like that's literally the level that some people act, and it's not. It's just stupid. Like, you just lost it. You might as well go vote for Kamala Harris. I mean, it's just like you want the government to think for you. You want ICT to think for you. It's just like you can't think for yourself at all. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just observing I'm observing the content he puts out. I mean, that's all I'm doing. It's all anybody's doing. I think a lot of the hate that he's received has been warranted. He's brought a lot of it on himself. What are you gonna do? Defend him? Are we gonna defend him because all the shit he talked about Robin's Cup, and then what was his excuse? He got vertigo? Like, or that he blew his account on purpose? The one time he traded live on a live stream, he got stopped out 4 times in a row and then said he was losing on purpose. No, I take that back. It was 2 times he live streamed. One time it was the market makers. You guys remember that live stream? I was on that one. The market makers were watching his paper trading account, so they were stop hunting him. That was one time, and then another time it was he was losing on purpose. How pissed off at me would you be if I sat on here and I just got my ass handed to me? I lose 3 trades in a row, and with a completely straight face, not sarcastic, not joking around at all, I said, I lost on purpose to teach you guys watching me a lesson. What would you think about that? Would you believe me? Like, so it's just stuff like that. It's just like, what am I supposed to do? Respect him more? It ain't like I wanna have a negative outlook on any. I'm not in it. That's not. I don't think that's what this is. I think it's just a realistic one. You know. I mean, I literally put ICT concepts in the title of my videos. I never want to like shade him in terms of like not give him credit, because he deserves credit. To my knowledge, you know, as far as I know, he did author these concepts. And until proven otherwise, I'll give him credit. I have no problem with that. And you know, but he's done a very good job marketing himself and marketing his brand, and I think that's what people got to remember, is it's marketing first and foremost, which he has also admitted, by the way. So that's not even hate. Like, he has also admitted that he has made more from marketing than trading. And it makes sense. It's easier to do, right? Trading's hard. Is anybody in these longs here, by the way? I know we framed it as a possibility. I'm just curious if anybody was hopping in the move to try to capture this, well, or what's left of it. Let me know, boys. Let me delete the poll as well. What was the final? Yeah, most people were bullish. I don't know if those votes all rolled in after they saw prices trucking up or not, but to be honest, I see he has every right to teach the way he does. I understand why he does it. People will be mad and quick to judge because they expect him to have no losing days. Well, you know, Pluto, he brings a lot of that on himself, and that's why I think people, you know, they're quick to his defense, but they're not remembering like all the shit. I mean, that guy, you want to talk. People think Patrick Whelan's a shit talker, bro. You never listen to ICT's Twitter Spaces? Like, this guy has come unhinged many, many, many times. And that guy was talking the most shit with the whole 2024 Robins Cup. Like, stupious amounts of it. And then for him to take no accountability the way that he did after all the shit he talked, you don't have to agree with me. I just think it's I just thought that was a bitch move. Like, just, you know what I mean? If you lost, just lose gracefully, dude. Like, I don't. What's the saying? Humble in victory and gracious in defeat. Like, I just like honesty and transparency is all. Alessandro, you got in the turtle soup. You son of a gun. Yeah, those ICT Twitter spaces were nuts. I remember there was one time it was literally like this afternoon. It was like a 4-hour Twitter space. I like dozed off on the couch as I'm listening to it, and all of a sudden I wake up to him just like... I mean, I thought he was actually murdering somebody. I can't repeat what he was saying because I'll probably offend somebody on here, but... You just wake up to him screaming. But yeah, good times though. He's a great speaker, great motivator. Definitely no denying that. Yeah, it's absolutely a character he puts on for sure. Yeah, and that's the only debate, right, Lewis? Lewis moving. I don't know if that's if I'm pronouncing that right, but yeah, that's the only debate, right? Is did he rip off things from other people? The reality is, you know, I mean, what's funny is we all trade, whether we trade ICT concepts or not, we all trade like a altered versions or altered views of support and resistance at the end of the day. You know, whether you're trading a fair value gap on order block, whatever PD array you're expecting a bounce or reversal from, right? You might not call it support and resistance, but it's just another form of support and resistance. Oh no. Break and retest? What? What? But no, yeah, to my knowledge, I don't know. To my knowledge, he and even if he didn't, you know, even if he didn't, he popularized them, and I think that's worth something too. It'd be shitty if like we found out later on that he really did rip these off from somebody else. I don't think that is the case, but let's just say hypothetically it was. If that was the case, you know what I mean? The guy still made them what they are today. To be honest, I don't know if the trading world would be as big as it is today. I don't think it would be as common today if it wasn't for him. And I know that might sound crazy thing to say out loud, but yeah, he's just very much so popularized it. I mean, the guy's almost got 2 million followers on YouTube, for crying out loud. It's pretty nuts what he's been able to do. Amen, William. Yeah, that's how it goes. You got stop loss on shorts. Damn. Yeah, we got macro starting here. I fully expect this macro most likely to just run this up to buy side at this point. And then maybe we get something. Otherwise, yeah, it's just kind of been one of those straight up days for the most part. Market opens right here. Without it being sugar coated by he is doing it on purpose. Can you retype your question, Lewis? I don't know if I know exactly what is this a question or a statement? This is not hard to see. You can also see let's go. Yeah, I've yet to blow my account every that, and see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even care if he wins it. The only reason that anyone cares is because of how much he makes it out to be this big thing at the beginning of the year. Notice this is the first year he didn't do it. But it's been something that he has hounded on over and over, year after year. And then it's like every year he's not on the leaderboard like he said he was going to be, and then people call him out for it, and the narrative is that they're all just ICT haters. And it's like, bro, what? Do we just not look at anything objectively anymore? I mean, come on. You know, so yeah, I would 100% appreciate, like, yeah, guys, I was really trying to push it hard when I first got it. And, you know, if you blow the account, you were pushing it hard. Let's just call it what it is. There's a whole song about it. I pushed. So it's like, yeah, I would respect it a lot. You know, if he was just like, hey, you know what, guys? Yeah, it is a competition at the end of the day. I was trying to push it because I'm trying to break Larry Williams' record like I said I was going to do. And you know what? I got stop lost. You know, and I would respect that. I'd be like, hell yeah. Buddies like us. Gooble gobble one of us. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, I'd resonate with that. Guys will see that and say, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Guys will see that and say, hell yeah. That's the thing. What a great song, Josh. What a great song. Yeah, that actually is crazy. I mean, yeah, I don't know. To me, the only way that happens is if you over leverage and blow the account. But I believe, I don't know the Robbins Cup like margin requirements, but from everything I heard, it was like that wasn't even enough margin to open another trade. Is that right? I don't know. And then I think a lot of people were waiting for him to make a comeback at the end of the year and like come out of nowhere, prove everybody wrong, blah, blah, blah. It never happened. So, you know, I just wish the accountability was as loud as the, it's not bragging, he didn't accomplish anything, but like the, I don't know, arrogance, I guess, Like, I wish the accountability was as loud as the arrogance. Right? It's like mental masturbation. It's like you see people all the time, like New Year's resolutions, like, I'm gonna do this. Everybody's got, you know what I mean? Everybody's got that homeboy back in their hometown. And it's like, they're talking about all these great things they're gonna do. They talk about their goals. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. And then it's like, next time you see them, it's like nothing's changed, you know? So it's like a lot of people like just mentally romanticize, like they get the dopamine hit from talking about what they're going to do. So much so that they get their dopamine fix and then they don't do anything. All right? So but you don't see those people coming around for the second time update. Yeah, my buddy Tom actually posted on Facebook that he was going to be a millionaire this year, and yeah, crazy. He's been quiet ever since. Yeah. My Uncle Bob, he was saying he was gonna lose 100 pounds this year, and I saw he was in the gym posting about it on his story every day for like 2 weeks, and I haven't seen him in there in a while. Wonder how that weight loss journey's going. There you go, Josh. That's right. Yeah, I think people say hail ICT a lot who learn his stuff because they are afraid of that him, so they just blindside and bad and agree with him. Yeah, and that's definitely true as well. Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of people. That's why I just want to be very clear, upfront, and honest. You know, I'll never play the victim card. You know, if I take a losing trade, even if I'm using ICT concepts, it's my fault. It's not his fault. And I think there are a lot of people out there that do maybe struggle with his concepts and they want to blame somebody or something else other than ICT. And I just don't think that's right. I think there's a lot of entitlement, you know what I mean? But he's definitely been more net positive and helped a lot more people than the people that are going to find an excuse no matter what. It doesn't matter if they learn support and resistance from IML traders or whatever. They struggle, they'll say, oh, it's Matty Pips' fault. I don't know, dude. I just try to be level-headed and realistic. I don't think anybody should be put on a pedestal. You know, that's the only people I have an issue with. I just don't like that stuff. Same with politics too. You can say it with everything. Oh, ICT's in here. Welcome to the stream, ICT. First time here. What great timing. But welcome. Oh, great. Now ICT's here. He's going to be like, yeah, this Tyler Trey's guy, he's a total hater. Oh, gosh. Yep. Now I'm labeled as the hater. No, I'm not in this trade, by the way. Muhammad. We were tape reading this. I felt like I had kind of missed the move already. And that's just kind of my bias. That's kind of my bias when I see moves like this that play out. When these big moves play out like this, when I enter after these levels of like buy side have been taken, it just feels like I'm entering off of FOMO. And like I'm just trying to scrape something out of the move because I missed the big move, if that makes sense. But yeah, we kind of just tape read this position here. So. Driving and reading opinions. Oh, effects article. Hang on. Are you guys... Are these guys all coming at ICT now? Yeah, ICT, this was really interesting timing, I will say that. I'll say that. But what do we got here? 2 minutes into the top of the hour. We still got Powell doing his thing. Got it muted in the background. They're still going at it. So, pulling back here to the fair value gap here. Traded above this high. And now if we lose this fair value gap here, this is what I got my eye on here. This is being treated as inversion. This is the fair value gap that traded above this high here. So if we treat this as inversion, I think we see lower prices potentially to sell side here. But I don't know, I'm not convinced yet to like hop in this. I kind of feel like I'd be placing my stop in the middle of nowhere too. As I put it all the way up at this high. I'd like to see some more displacement. Maybe find something below this low here. If we can get another leg down from this, would be nice, but I told you ICT is all about time. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I do kind of feel bad. This is the first time ICT's been in the chat, at least that he's ever said anything in the chat. He probably just thinks I'm a total ass. So I do kind of feel bad about that, but you know, I do stand by what I said, and I think it's just, you know, I think it's good to hear the criticisms. I got to hear the criticisms all the time when I put a dumb trade on, or I say something silly. That is the real ICT, yeah. Yeah, there is a fake Inner Circle Trader account that's been in here a couple times. He fooled people a couple times. That's why I had to do a double take. But we're seeing this inversion play out. Show respect. I like the idea of shorts if we get some actual displacement here. Getting a little late in the macro. 5 minutes into the hour. What are we gonna do? Without this, and that's why I'm waiting for that displacement that's obvious. I wanted to kind of jump off the chart at me because, I mean, you guys can see what we're up against here. This is the 4-hour time frame, ES and NQ side by side. Close proximity to these recent highs. We see ES right here at the moment. Why is the market so... it's day before CPI. Powell's talking right now. I don't think the market's too bad, though. It's just straight up. These conditions are tough for me. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the last couple weeks, we talked about at the beginning of the stream, it's tough for me when market opens up and we just go one way, you know? Because I'm usually wanting and hoping to see price, you know, give us a Judas swing at the opening range and distribute in the opposite direction afterward. Thanks for the smiles. Be safe. Peace out, ICT, if you're leaving. Thanks for stopping by. Trust me. It's more love than hate at the end of the day. You did join at an interesting time if this was your first time here, though. I'll say that. Great timing. Well, while we wait and see if this plays out, let's do a little pulse check, boys. How's everybody doing today? Great, bad, or ugly? Let's see. Today, green, red, black. Oops. Let me know, boys and girls. Are you guys green, red, flat? I have not taken any trades yet. I've not taken any trades yet. Paul's still talking? Yeah, they're still... I don't know what they're doing. What is this thing again? Semi-annual monetary policy report. I don't know. He's just getting drilled with questions. Did you notice, Tyler? He reads loads of comments, but the ones where I asked about Robbins with no ego or hate, he ignored. Is that a coincidence? Oh, I mean... I guess I don't know why you want me to answer that. He's gotten so much backlash from it. It's kind of just part of it at this point. I mean, he kind of answered it, right? He said, what did he say? No worries, comes with the persona. Gets the people talking, doesn't it? It would pacify a lot. And that's the thing, is it would pacify a lot of people if you addressed it. But that means less people would be talking about it then. You know what I'm saying? Already bounced that one out. I just hope he doesn't think I'm some big hater now. Like if that was, imagine this is the first stream that he hops on. He's like, oh, this Tyler Trades guy just popped up on my For You page on YouTube. That's interesting. It says ICT concepts in the title. Let me hop on and just see what this guy's all about. Oh my god, this guy's talking. Oh my god, this guy's talking shit about me. What the fuck? You know what I mean? That's probably not usually how he's introduced to ICT concepts traders, but I mean, I've been streaming for a while now, so I guess if that's how he found me, it is what it is. It's what the good Lord above wanted. You know, we don't question God's timing around here, folks. Oh, shucks, dude. What do you do? What do you do? No, he probably hates me. No, I'm just kidding. No, no, no. Decided to go back for more, ending down 943. Wolfpack? Are you red? I feel like you're never red. But yeah, looking at the chat here, a lot of flat. Yeah, about 50% of the chat, at least for the people that voted, flat. Same here. This trade that we were tape reading here this long here would have been a break even if I had taken it, because I would have been holding it to here. But after this move up, I would have removed risk. I wouldn't have wanted to see it come back down here again, just because I don't got the huevos for that, you know. No, I haven't taken anything yet today either. That was your trade as well? Yeah. Oh, not bad. Clear objective. Still in place. We'll see if we're just generating more buy side for later, though. Market does like to do that. Market does like to do that. And then that low is also this hourly candle low. Oh, shoot. Wrong one. With a tiny little imbalance right below here. Now, for all you candle range theory folks, there might be something there with that, but we're not taking out the candle range high, are we? Not on the 1 hour. Still waiting for some displacement if we're going to get it. We might not. But yeah, overall, the only way to have been green today would have been, I guess, be bullish. Best opportunity in the first macro was this SMT that I forget who mentioned it. I was not watching ES at that time, so I didn't even see the SMT when it formed. If ICT's still here, he's going to say, yeah, it's because you're too busy yapping about me. You should pay attention to the charts more. I was late. Did I take anything today? Yep, Tyler's a puppet 6. I basically entered right at market open, and I got all right at this candle high here. Yes, sir. Just closed the turtle soup 3.2R. Nice. You just closed it? Did you I'm always curious to see how, like, other people and how they manage. Are you closing, like, what's the logic behind the close? I guess is what I'm getting at. Or is it just like you're feeling fatigued from sitting in the trade? To me, the first logical level to if you're holding runners or holding that trade to close would have been this inversion here, probably. I guess if you're being really aggressive with it, maybe once we got a change in the state here. This was a new high. Close back below. Also, we did not talk about the Super Bowl yet, did we, boys? How about that ass kicking, huh? That's kind of boring game. Let's see how this 5-minute candle closes here in the next 2.5 minutes. Also, did they say when Trump was supposed to talk yet? Is that still tentative? Yep. Doodle press conference, less executive. Okay. Yeah, nothing yet. Are there any headlines here? Yeah, let's come back and check on this in a couple minutes, see how this closes out. But in the meantime, if we can lose this level and inverse here, close below, I like the possibilities of possibly finding bearish PD arrays to this low here. However, if this ends up being a strong rejection, you know, we get a nice close showing respect to this level, I still think we're game for seeing this buy side delivery. Five and 15-minute gap. See what kind of action we get here in the next couple minutes. Well, if nothing else, if we don't get a trade, we'll see if we do. I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm going to give this a few more minutes. But all in all, it's been a pretty eventful stream. We had some great conversation to start it all off. We talked about CFDs and how untrustworthy they are. It was kind of funny. OMFX was the guy that, and I'm not picking on you, OMFX, here, but it's unfortunate and also ironic that it sounds like you were kind of getting the short end of the stick with whatever prop firm you said you were using. I don't remember which one you said it was. Funding Pips, maybe it was, or something like that. But and then as soon as ICT came in the chat, you were the name I saw like going at him. So, oh no. But otherwise, yeah, pretty eventful. Had to take a 5-minute break to take my dog out, and he needed to go out. Come back. I got a little tangent about ICT, and turns out he was sitting here getting his first impressions of me. Fuck. And now we'll see if we get... The only thing that we need to complete the stream would be a trade. And we've basically done it all today. You know? That would be about the only thing we're missing here, folks. And maybe a Trump tweet. A Trump tweet you can make a case for as well. Yes, there is an SMT at the 1 minute lows. Yep. NQ lower low here. ES was a higher low. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You do got a 1 minute change in the state here. This is probably the most aggressive entry you could take. Would be right now. What's the stop look like on something like this, boys? Let's frame this out. It's not too bad, actually. Yeah. You know what? Let's do it. I'm going to hop in with just one. And then see if we can get some follow through to the objective. I'll go risk free once we take out recent high. Just under a 1 to 3 here. Just kind of liking what I'm seeing, folks. Just kind of liking what I'm seeing. See if we can continue. Risk free once ES or NQ takes out the high, whichever comes first. Whichever comes first. But otherwise, yeah, stop's not too bad. What do we got here? Yeah, not even 20 points, so pretty tame. Pretty tame. Reasons for the trade: 5 and 15 minute bullish PD array here. We got manipulation at these lows. SMT with NQ and ES here on the 1 minute. 1 minute bullish change in the states out of a 15 minute bullish PD array. We've obviously just been bullish all day. We'll see if the trend can remain our friend or not. If not, risk not too shabby. Only 380 risk, so it's very light. Yeah, we'll see what we get. You saw Elon change his name. No, he changed his name. What? Oh, I did not see that. I did not. I did see Kanye's Twitter account got suspended though. Or something. Something happened. What did he change his name to, Tyler? Man, this thing is still going on.
Of not being able to afford home insurance because of these extreme weather events. And the prospect of trillions of dollars of property become uninsurable is clearly a recipe, it seems to me, for market instability, both in the rental as well as the mortgage market.
Yeah, what do you guys think? In 2025, is it the time to buy a home or not? Speaking of, who in the chat is a homeowner? We'll start there first. Who in the chat is a homeowner? Anyone? Your parents are? Oh, no. Now, hey, listen, guys. Hey, listen. I don't know if we're going to lose or not. We might. If we do, this is worth noting, okay? I don't know if ICT, he's probably not still here anymore. But I did say this. I'm all about accountability and consistency. So if I lose, it's not ICT's fault. It's Tyler's fault. I did say that, did I not? See? Is that hating? No, sir. No, sir. Not hating. But that is a good point. I forget who brought that up. Somebody did say that that does happen, and it definitely does. There's definitely a lot of people that are blaming. But dude, I could make an indicator, and that indicator could fail, and they'll blame the indicator instead of themselves too. So it's like, what's the difference? No. 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 Yeah, just kidding. It's actually ICT's fault. I actually lost on purpose. Oh, so much for that idea. So much for that idea, boys. This inversion just kept holding the line. Minus 380 for me. Well, yeah, they shouldn't have put the furniture there. What time is it? 11:30. Fuck, it's getting late. Well, now we've kind of done a little bit of everything today. Officially. I hope this didn't just... This better hold. I swear to God, market makers, you better respect this fair value gap. Oh, I've about had it. You better respect that and sell off for my mental sanity. Or I'm going to go on tilt. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I have no idea when Trump's supposed to talk. I have no idea. Yo, Tyler, are we on a downtrend on the 30-minute? What? Are we in a downtrend? No, I wouldn't say we're on a downtrend. No, I don't. Yeah, to me, I view this leg as bullish displacement. And yeah, I was basically playing the see if we can continue 5:15 was also a 30-minute imbalance. I'm just seeing this now. This is the new 30-minute candle just opened up a minute ago. Raid the low one more time. You can see there's more imbalance in here. Just rated the 30-minute candle low. SMT at the lows is still present. Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow, Meta. Yep. CPI. I wasn't going to stream today. That's what I said at the beginning of the stream. I wasn't going to stream. And then my dog woke me up early because he really had to go to the bathroom. So the cold weather woke me right up. And I decided, what the hell? Let's go live. Screw it. We'll do it live. Yeah, and then it turns out I shouldn't have streamed anyway because, I mean, what are the odds, man? Now, I'll forever be branded as an ICT hater. I blew it. My shot at the big leagues. My shot into the club. I blew it. Now I gotta go find a new club. Just playing. Cold in Georgia today? How? Yeah, it's -2 right now. It was like -10 this morning. Yeah, she's a little chilly. Us guys call that shrinkage weather. If you know, you know. I'm in Wisconsin. Let's do one last poll in the chat here. We're kind of diddling in the middle. We're kind of trapped in some order flow here. We could make a case for both sides, I feel like, right where we're at right now. Obviously, we're at an awkward element of time. We're coming up on lunch in like 25 minutes. Obviously, we have Trump speaking at God knows what time. I wonder if there's anything on Twitter about that I can find quick. If anybody knows what time Trump's supposed to talk in the chat, let me know. Make our lives easier. But yeah, as of right now, I have no clue. It might not be till later. It could be after market hours. Yeah, I don't see anything. What was I gonna say? I think I just totally brain farted. I was going somewhere important with that too. Oh no. It'll come back to me. But we're diddling in the middle. I was gonna ask you guys a poll. I was gonna ask you guys if we. I don't need to do a poll. Let me know in the chat if you guys think we see buy side or sell side being 761 first. I'm asking it at a bad time now that we're getting displacement up. Everyone's gonna say buy side. Go figure. My timing and my timing with essentially everything today is. It could use some work. Oh man, I'll replay the long. I'll replay the long if we can get a good entry offered. That makes sense. But yeah, might have been apparently a leg too early here. I needed to go for the second turtle soup, not the first one. Classic. If it holds up, we'll see. We could just be range bound for a bit. It's 11:30. I'll give this like 5 more minutes. If we don't get a good setup, I'll probably call it for the morning stream here. Check Discord. Oh man. Yeah. All right. Liquidity double top. Change of momentum. Well, when you say liquidity double top, William, those are two different things. That's what is that called? A oxymoron? Is that the right term? Those are two different things. Like double top is resistance. Liquidity double top. It's kind of like a, you see what I'm saying? It's like an oxymoron. It's like a double negative. Am I making sense? You think back to first presentation? Yeah, that's all the way down here. 931 candle. You got a nice breaker overlapping it. That's for sure. Remember, the question is what happens first? Buy side, aka new highs, or sell side run? Because I definitely think we can come back here. I'm just not convinced yet that we don't see new highs first. Looking at potentially rejoining this first entry idea. Oh, brother. This would be a bull. I might just enter off the bullish breaker. Risk reward's not bad. Yeah, it's just under a 1 to 2. 51 points to target there. Just didn't love this enough to enter off this. But if we could end up flipping this breaker, we might be in business. Might be in business. Wouldn't even really need to put my stop all the way down here if I'm being honest. I'd maybe trail it up to like below these lows here. So I'm gonna see if this sets up. I'll take this if this sets up. If not, I'll probably just call it. If we flush lower from here, I'm gonna end it. If we can push up above and come back and retest, I'll hop in. Sound like a plan? Thanks. Yeah, I see the 5 minute. I got the 5 minute on my other monitor up here. We just closed above. I like this though. I want to see this. If it gives it to me, great. If it doesn't, it's fine. 11:40. Got another macro starting in like 10 minutes as well. Good old lunch macro. Any advice on passing challenges, please? I'm still stuck on passing challenges. Any advice? Oh man, there's a lot of advice, I guess. It just kind of depends on the situation, but you know, I guess I don't know what the best advice would be if I don't know kind of the overall big picture. So tell me some more information, Zach. I'm curious. How can I best help? What's the biggest struggle for you? Let's start here. What do you think the issue is? Because it could be any number of things, you know? I guess just speaking in general, like I get scared every time I put on a trade. I don't want to be wrong. Yeah, very common. Greed and fear are the most two prevalent emotions in the markets, eh? Right? So, well, here's couple answers I could give to that. One of the answers that comes to mind, which I don't know if this totally is relevant, but one of the answers I would give is that generally when people are scared to put trades on, like they're afraid to be wrong, they're afraid to lose, it's because they're risking too much. You know, so like I remember when I first started trading, you know, I remember this was back in like the MetaTrader days, and I had that same issue, and it was because I was always risking too much than I was really comfortable losing, and I was really attached to the P&L number. So what helped me was just going to the absolute minimum lot size that I could use, which was 0.01, and kind of like building the muscle of just executing trades, and then scaling up from there. But I don't know if that's necessarily your issue. Obviously, with a prop account, it's just different because we talked about it earlier, right? Your skin in the game is only what you paid for the account. $49, $99, whatever, right? So obviously, it could be a lot of money to some people. It could be not a lot to some others. But if you are over leveraging and risking too much, if that's part of the reason, easy fix, just risk less, right? Take more time to pass it. Don't try to pass it fast. Take as long as you need. Pay a renewal or two if you have to. That's how I passed my first funded account. I paid 2 renewals on it. I took it super slow, super duper slow. Obviously, I was risking very little, very, very little. So that's also why it took as long as it did. But yeah, you don't need to be in a rush. Don't need to try to pass it all in one day. You know, the only fear of losing should be, you know, if you're worried, like, I don't want to have to buy another account, right? So that'd be one thing to say. The other thing to say would be, you know, I do think back testing can be helpful. I'm not a huge fan of back testing in the sense of, like, compared to forward testing, it's not anywhere close, right? Back testing is, you can't get the same, you can't, you can't recreate the, like, emotions and the patience needed. When you're back testing, you can just fast forward through candles. You can fast forward to the next session. You can't do that when you're live trading, right? You got to wait. if you're on FX replay and you're going through and you're back testing and just flying through 1-minute candles, 5-minute candles, 15-minute candles, in the live market, you're waiting 60 seconds every time. You're waiting 5 minutes every time. You're waiting 15 minutes every time. And your emotions, your opinions can change 10 times in one candle. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're really, like, overanalyzing and just... But the reason back testing is beneficial, if you can compartmentalize it mentally, is you're just looking for the data. You want to see if the model you're using does indeed give you an edge. And if it does indeed give you an edge, your only job then becomes to be a great executor. When your setup presents itself, when your edge presents itself, you just execute, and you don't give a shit if it fails or if it works out. Because ultimately, it's not in your control. It's not in our control. Like, the market's going to do whatever the market's going to do, and it can be unpredictable at times. But yeah, afraid to take a loss. I feel like those are probably the only two answers, right? Because the only thing that's creating that is either you're over leveraging, risking too much, or backtesting can be great because you can add a lot of conviction and confidence in whatever model you're trading. But ultimately, when all said and done, you're still never gonna... I don't know if you're ever gonna feel ready, if that makes any sense. You're never gonna feel 100% ready. You're still gonna have to ride the bike, fall down, scuff up the knees a couple times. That's gonna happen, you know? And with enough time, you eventually, you just kind of just accept that it is such a, you're not a shitty trader because you took a loss. You know, you're not less of a human being because you had the wrong bias. Like, I think sometimes traders, like, I know that sounds extreme, but that's kind of how some traders treat it subconsciously. Like, they literally, you know, you act like their dog died when they lose a trade or something. It's like, it's just the numbers game, dude. That's all trading is. It's all probabilities. It's all numbers. So the quicker you can kind of detach yourself from the emotions of that and realize, like, it's really just numbers on a screen, and you're just playing the probabilities. That's what it is. And you don't tie up your self-worth where you're so much so where you're, you know, living and dying with every trade you take. That's why it's so funny. Like, when you read some of the comments, you know, when you read some of the comments, like, people, like, it's so easy to cherry pick. When you do well, you're the best. When you do poorly, you're just like a clown of a trader and you suck. And are you even profitable, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how it is. It's all cherry picked, you know, response though. But yeah, man, I don't know if that was helpful or not to your situation, only you know, but hopefully it gives you some peace of mind. You guys are giving some good advice in the chat, it looks like. I believe prop firms hurt unprofitable traders. The limits or monthly payments are very detrimental for mind. Live account can solve many unprofitable traders' issues. Well, that's interesting. I will say that because of the rules of prop firms, you know, I think there's a lot of degeneracy that a lot of traders deal with when they first start trading. Like, people don't think they're gamblers or that they would be a gambler. But then when they start trading, they kind of like uncover, if you will, a lot of these tendencies. So, for that reason, I do think prop firms and the rules that they put on traders can shine a light on maybe where risk management was lacking a lot of the time. And it kind of helps traders like be more focused on that aspect of it. But there's pros and cons to both, right? Like, there's pros to prop trading, and there's pros to live trading as well, right? So yeah, it's you know, it's a give and a take, and it's being able to differentiate between the two and understanding that live personal account trading is a different ballgame than prop firm trading, you know, is the truth. So but you know, I don't know if I'd go as far as to say that it hurts unprofitable traders. I mean, the reality is people, 90% of traders or whatever the statistic is, are losing regardless of whatever kind of trading it is, whether it's prop trading, whether it's, you know, live account trading. It really doesn't matter. Like, most retail is losing at the end of the day. So, you know, I don't think that's prop firm's fault necessarily. Just like I wouldn't say it's the broker's fault where people are, you know, depositing money into these accounts and then losing them, right? And, you know, at the end of the day, it's still the trader pushing the buttons. The prop space has maybe kind of gamified things a little bit more, where people are like turning and burning through a bunch of funded accounts, you know, trying to get big P&L numbers, and then they, you know, they spend $100,000 on you know, prop accounts to make whatever amount of profit in payouts, you know, and it's a profitable strategy if people are able to pull that off, or any variation of that. But Yeah, that's also kind of the cool thing. It's just so there's literally not a right or wrong way to do it. Like, and at the end of the day, if you're making money, nobody can tell you anything, right? Like, if what you're doing is working, only you know and can be the judge of that ultimately. So if it's working, like, who gives a I mean, strategy wise, risk management wise, if it's working for you and you're making money doing it, it don't matter if it's the popular thing or not. And it does seem, you know, obviously, you know, I don't know everybody's situation, but like I would assume that the people that have the most opinions on strategy or the most opinions on risk management, like the people that would go out of their way to, you know, shame somebody else for like having a different risk management system or a different strategy, those are generally the traders that probably are doing the worst. You know, they're probably the ones that are ultimately unprofitable. They're just giving advice because it makes them feel better. I think anybody that's been trading for a while and has been able to have even just a little bit of success will humbly and modestly be able to say, like, if what you're doing is working for you and it's making you money, don't fix what ain't broken. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's why we're trading. Like, if you're not here to try to improve the bottom line and make money, then, I mean, if you weren't getting paid to trade, you wouldn't trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody is here like, we've kind of all grown to have a passion for trading, and we love trading. You know, and the challenge and everything that comes with it, we love that. But it ain't like we just love doing technical analysis if we weren't going to ever have the opportunity to get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like this is a passion project out here. Do I trade the 2022 model tile? I mean, sometimes, yeah. If it aligns with what I'm wanting to see price draw to, yeah. Man, it is almost lunch. Dude, we've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Holy shite. Holy shite. Yeah, we're starting to sell off now. Yeah, so ultimately, this fair value gap that took this high, once this was lost, that was the beginning of the end. Biggest payout from prop firm, I think it was like a little over 2,000. Because I told you guys the story at the beginning, right? Like, I told you my first 2 accounts with Topstep, I had like 6,000 profit both, like in both accounts each. And I'm sitting here in my mind, I'm like, I want a big payout, big payout. Blew both of them. Never took payout from either one. So then next time around, I basically told myself, I'm like, no, every time get above buffer, you've got some extra money in there, you're taking it out. I don't care if it's 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, like, you're taking it out. There's not, I'm like not doing this, try to swing for the fences stuff. Cause it's just going to be, it's just a lot of you know, it's a lot of time and effort and like good trading that goes into getting to a payout. You got to think about it. It's good trades you got to get past. It's good trades you got to get eligible for before getting eligible for a payout, getting above your buffer, and then getting enough above your buffer to take a payout, like and still not cut into your buffer. Does that make sense? So, dude, it's a lot of good trading that goes into that, and to get nothing for it, that just doesn't sit right with me. That's a lot of time too. You might be talking like a month's worth of trading, and to pay yourself $0 seems very silly. Like, you're trading on a live account. That's how I always try to do it with the live account as well. I told you guys I still gotta get approved for AMP futures, but for this year, that's what I want to trade on for 2025 with a live account is AMP futures. So still waiting on that, but yeah, like I'm a big believer in like positive reinforcement with your habits as well, in rewarding yourself when you've done well. Reward yourself, right? Take a withdrawal. Doesn't have to be a lot. Take a payout, and I don't know, take yourself out to dinner. Buy yourself a new pair of shoes. Reward yourself for doing the right things. You already got the built-in negative reinforcement when you lose. The buffer is just 3% of whatever account size you're using. So anything above the buffer, like when I say buffer, I mean like because your trailing drawdown follows you up 3%, right? So if your trailing drawdown follows you up $4,500, you want to be anything above that $4,500 profit on a 150K funded would be, above the buffer, cushion, if you will. So the way that I like to do it now is don't touch anything before you get to the buffer. And obviously the number, it depends on your account size, right? Like a 50K, you get above 1,500, and then you're above your buffer there. So yeah, once you get above that, I wouldn't touch it before that, because even if you get to a payout, like you're eligible for a payout before you hit the buffer, the moment you take it, because I think the minimum is like 125, I want to say it's like 125 or 150. So you take the payout. Let's say you do that, like you get 5 $200 winning green days in a row, not in a row, but you get five green days of 200 or more, and you're sitting there like, oh well, I'm up $1,000, let's just say. You're like, I'm gonna take 500 out, because at that time your trailing drawdown is wherever it's at. It's followed you up 1,000 because that was how much you're up. But the moment you trigger that payout, even though you're eligible, the trailing drawdown gets set to your balance then. So let's say you were up 1,000, you qualify for the payout, right? Let's say you just happen to get 5 green days of $200 even. You got $1,000 profit. You qualify for a payout. You're sitting there like, yes, I've been waiting for this moment. I want to get a payout. I want to get that email. I want to go through the process, see what it's like. I want to touch. I want to feel it. So you take $500 out. Well, the moment you do that, now you've only got $500 of margin on the account because your trailing drawdown gets set to 0. So for that reason, that's why I say, if you can do it, try to, build it up above the buffer, and then withdraw. Like anything beyond that is fair play, but the margin is already so small as it is, right? 3%. So giving yourself less than 3% to work with, it just makes it tougher. But so yeah, we're back at New York midnight here on NASDAQ. We've been watching this thing for a while, haven't we? At this point, I might just stream all day long. No, New York lunch is just getting started. New York lunch is just getting started. I might take a little peek at the PM session here in about an hour and see how we're looking. My bias, though, what I'd like to see. I already marked out this level here. This is back when ICT was still in the chat, boys. I hope he's somewhere sitting there thinking to himself, man, that Tyler kid, he called out that short perfect. And then he got off the stream. I hope he's somewhere saying that somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Honey, that Tyler kid, he called that out, I'm telling you. He was talking a lot of shit, but he did call that out. I gotta give him credit. Oh, yeah. So we'll see what this looks like after we trade into, obviously, all of this imbalance. First presentation's down in here. Kind of got a little unicorn model off of that as well with this bullish breaker. Extend that across. And then obviously we'd be in a pretty deep OTE. Hitting equilibrium right now. So that's what I'd like to see. Is maybe, you know, something like this. And start to reverse. But day before CPI, boys, man, this morning flew by, didn't it? Day before CPI. Here's what I would say. I would proceed with caution still for the PM. Just because this would be nice, and because we've gotten, I guess, a fairly large range. Fairly large range. Actually, I take that back. It's not even 200 points. My expectation wouldn't be, like, if you're sitting here trying to frame longs later today. And then you just see price staying sideways. That wouldn't, like, shock me. You know? But hey, I'll keep you guys posted if I do take anything. I'll post on X, Discord, and YouTube as well if I record it, I guess. But yeah, otherwise, I will plan on seeing you kids tomorrow morning for CPI day. Then we got PPI Thursday, Retail Friday, Bank Holiday next Monday. Was it President's Day? Yep. So yeah, boys, last little look through the chat here. Yeah, ICT was here. Yep, Alex. First time he's ever been in my chat, at least first time he's ever said anything. He might have been here in the past. That's possible. And just never said anything. He was here today, right as I was in the middle of a tangent about him. That's hilarious. You'll have to go back and rewatch if you want, but it was great timing. If that was actually his first impression of me, that's funny. Can't make it up. Can't make it up, you know. Topstep X, the lock button ended the next day. Or after 24 hours. Bahadin, I have a video on it that kind of goes over setting it. But yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can customize your lockout time. You can do it for the rest of the day. You can do it for an hour. But yeah, I have like a quick little 5-minute tutorial video on how to do all of it. If you want to. Shameless plug if you want to go check it out. But all right, guys. Appreciate you guys showing up. Hope you guys had some fun. We had some good talks at least. And yeah, man, like the stream if you don't mind, boys. Help a brother out, would you? And I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, peace and love, everybody.
Our trade sits at his desk, coffee in hand. The NASDAQ charts on his screen, he's in command. He's a day trader, chasing dollars and dreams. Using ICT concepts, he's got some tricks up his sleeves. From Fibonacci retracements to volume spread analysis, Tyler knows making every turn, he's catching the high. Running with the smart money, kicking up dust. Tyler Trade's a day trader you can trust. He's dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire. Dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire.